Boom. The lesson of today is don't be so busy building your dream life that you forget to go live it. We got a Monday morning here. It is Monday mid-morning, and I am about to rip a long ride, which is kind of rare for me. I'm not usually riding long on Mondays, but I have a little space in the schedule today, and my wife Chelsea has 2 or maybe even 3 ladies that are on the verge of giving birth. So I know I'm gonna have some unexpected schedule changes and solo dad duty coming up later this week. And so I'm just like, sweet, let me front load the longer training session, feeling good coming off the weekend, and kind of just check the box on this and not put myself in a situation where my wife is at a birth, I'm on solo dad duty, I'm trying to juggle the business, and I'm trying to fit in training. Like, I want to make sure that I've got space to just serve the family. And so I've let a couple guys know on calls I've got this week, like, hey, might have to flex a little bit and taking care of the training here. Now, what are we getting into? We're going double Maple Boost. I already got this one, this one pouch full of Maple Boost. We will get a couple hundred more calories loaded into flask number 2 here. So we're making some very interesting diet evolutions. And yesterday, off the bat, was a huge freaking success. So right here, this is around 300 calories. So I am doing basically 300 calories an hour. This would be for 3 hours of fuel of Maple Boost. So the long and short of what has been going on lately is I have been eating pretty high carb around the clock. I blended that with Tribal Shred and Fruit Till Noon, but on a big picture scale, I was eating around 600 grams of carbs a day. And when I was counting my macros over the prior 3 to 4 weeks or so, I was getting really good data that I was eating enough, but I was having these fucking crazy swings where I'm like starving for food. I'm not satiated at all. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm measuring my macros, like I'm seeing that I'm eating sufficient calories, over 3,000 calories a day, but I'm like, I am just not satiated. What is going on? And so the latest evolution of the diet test, I got the CGM locked in, and what I'm doing now is basically Tribal Shred in the morning. So I just had my frozen mango, banana, honey bowl, and then training is highly fueled training. So I'm going 300 plus calories an hour on this bike ride today, and then the evening meals are almost exclusively protein and fat, and that is to stabilize my insulin response. That is the entire idea. And so my theory right now is, why was I having all those huge freaking cravings and those massive swings of hunger where I'm like, dude, like, don't get me wrong, I'm down to freaking binge on ice cream, and I'm totally aware that, like, I am liable to do that at times. That's just reality. But I'm also like, dude, something is off. This is happening too frequently where I'm going through these crazy freaking swings and I'm just eating incessantly in the evening and not satiated at all. I'm like, my fucking hormones are off. And even just in one day on this, one day yesterday, I felt completely different in terms of like my satiety. Is that the right way to pronounce that? My satiety? And my weight management, and my weight went down a pound, right? Which is not anything like, ooh, I lost a pound, but it's just more about like, okay, my body is trending in this direction where if my insulin response and my blood sugar is stable, that is managing my hunger. And that is also positioning my body to leverage more fat burning. I'm still giving my body carbs in the morning, leading into training, and I am fueling with carbs in training. So I've got like good carbohydrate burning, right, on that sense, but then my body can shift, and I've got the metabolic flexibility to shift to more fat burning, and the higher fat content in the diet is what is providing, and what I believe will continue to provide, the hunger regulation. Because the problem was basically that I was only eating 15 to 50 grams of fat a day, and I was having way more carbs, and I was like fucking this, swinging up and down. And just yesterday I had like 155 grams of carbs. I had a snack that was like just cheese and almonds, which I haven't eaten like that in a while. And it made me so much more stable and steady. So those are just some of the things that we're testing out here now. Gonna pound out this Maple Boost and get a good quality ride in, and we will let the afternoon roll with protein and fat dominant fueling. That's what we got going on today. We're making some moves. We're on I think we're on 9 straight days of Maple Boost orders. Pretty epic. I'm getting very close to my first $1,000. I'm at $900 of overall Maple Boost sales. And listen, man, if you can make $1,000 on the internet doing something, you can make 10,000. If you can make 10,000, you can make 100,000. If you can make 100,000, you can make $1 million. So systems are working. Things are going well. Let's keep this train rolling on training, on Maple Boost, on the family leadership mission. Let's go. All right, so we are checking in. We are about 2 hours and 15 minutes into this ride. And some of the mindset, let's get into some of the mindset and the vision on this thing. So the mindset, it is a fun challenge for me to just ride easy, honestly. Like, my mind would rather be in like default to grind mode. And so for me here, I got like a zone 2 ceiling heart rate cap. My max heart rate on this ride so far is 134. Average is 115. And so any time that I'm even creeping up to like upper 120s, I'm like, ease off. Ease off. Power numbers right now, I'm average 181, which is again a huge bump down from that 220 that I had been doing. And the vision on where this maps towards this 70.3 is like, I want a ride, at least a couple rides, where I am just getting the aerobic volume that is longer than the duration of the race ride effort. So my expectation is that the 70.3 bike will take me somewhere around 2.5 hours. Hopefully a little less, right? Could be like 220 if things are going well for me. But probably not gonna take me anywhere near 3 hours. For sure not. And so the idea here on kind of the fitness, I'm at 130 heart rate, let's settle this. 123, there we go, 122. The vision is that the body and the mind are getting this base volume that the intensity of the race can then be layered on top of. And in order to layer on top of the base, layer that intensity on top, well, that's where kind of the interval training that has kind of yet to be done, that's where that comes in. Strategy, logistically, for this ride has just been to ride to spots that are like turnaround points that will just bank some good miles in time. There was a part of me back at like an hour 30 that was like thinking about, oh, maybe I'll just head on the flats towards home. But I don't want to get in that game of like just staring at the clock and looking to bank, right? Oh, what do I have? Another hour, another 45. Like, I'd rather just ride somewhere where that can just do it automatically and I can just turn around. All of a sudden I do that at 3 different spots. Well, that's how you get where we are right here, which is coming up on 220, and pretty much just getting home is gonna give me the distance and the duration that I need. So here we go. About to turn around in a second and hit some speed, baby. Riding easy is actually more about just like managing the effort, but I've been going uphill and so I'm about to go fast as fuck, and I'm about to get some real skill development, some speed work, right? Some cruise control efforts. All right, 133, we gotta relax. Oh man, I touched 132, but I saved it. Or I touched 134, that was my max. But I don't want to go above that. That's kind of a game. Like aerobic ride, I do not want. I had my max previously, it was like 131, and I had a little segment where I wasn't paying attention. My heart rate kind of went up. I'm like, fuck, lost it. So that's what we got. I'm gonna ride for 20 more seconds here to hit exactly 220. Get a little finish line here. And then we will cruise on home. And that's what we got. I will see you when we get back. All right. That has got to be my longest ride in like, I think a little over a month. That's sweet. Feels good to bank that. That's also a good little, we got a couple good personal process lessons coming to life here. Number one is that you can't be trying to prove yourself on freaking Strava with every single training session. Like, that was good long, 3 hours, 54 miles, average speed like 17.8. I mean, somebody might see that and think that that's big time. It's big time for my process right now, but it's also slower, right? Some of my rides a couple months back in Ironman prep, I'm hitting like 20, 21 miles an hour for the entire ride. That's like my average speed. And so like, so often I just hear guys really focused on the external perception of how their training session looks, when in reality, it's like, people aren't even thinking about you, and you can be thinking about your own metrics that really matter for whatever your training is. So for me right there, that was like, I need to get 3 hours. That's what my goal is. Average speed, kind of who cares? I want the power and the heart rate to have that ceiling, so I'm not like pushing effort just to go a little faster and make my average speed look a little bit better. So we got that going on. And then we also got going on, if I think back to Wednesday through today, so that's like what, 5? Does that count as 5 or 6 days? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So that'd be 6 days. I just got 8 hours of riding in. And when you think about like the Monday to Sunday week that most of us measure stuff on, or that your Strava charts, right? That's their frame. Like, the body has no idea what a freaking Monday to Sunday is. Like, the body just knows work rate and time, right? The body doesn't even know miles. The body knows hours and duration. And so right there, it's like the body doesn't know about 17.8 miles an hour. It just knows that that was 3 hours of really good cycling work, good low aerobic base fitness. And it also knows that now we've done a good chunk of 8 hours of really low intensity bike work over a 6-day period. And that's pretty solid for me, right? And that also spans, I had 2 2-hour rides, a 3-hour ride, and a 1-hour ride. I think that's what that all adds up to. So that's what we got cooking. Focus on the process. Now, the post-ride fueling, to circle it back to some of the diet stuff. So now the vision right now will be hydrate up, and the next meal is going to be protein and fat focused. I know I got some rotisserie chicken in there. I know I got some block cheddar cheese that Jack loves. I know we got some goat cheese as well. I know we got some ground beef. So we'll see what we're feeling. Big focus for me right now is also, like, I could have kept pushing. I could have gone and chased 56 miles, but I got a call coming up in 20 minutes. And in this, like, kind of whole, like, bring the body through good recovery phase while, like, base building, I'm a bit focused now on, like, bringing my nervous system down gradually. So could I have ridden right up until freaking 1:59 p.m., get off the bike, do a call? Like, I do that sometimes. But for this season of life, and where I'm at right now, that is not the goal. So that's what we got. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you tomorrow. All right, well, we can't freaking not check in on the blood glucose data. So if you look in right here, that spike outside of the green reference range, we'll call it, that was from my fruit and honey bowl pre-ride. So little spike there, right? It's not bad to see a spike. I'm going to look into, like, why that went above 140. But what you can see there throughout the ride, right, full 3 hours, I'm sipping on Maple Boost every 10 or 15 minutes, and my blood sugar is staying, like, super stable. And so that's just a good sign. And now the vision on the diet stuff is that the blood sugar also stays steady and stable throughout the remainder of the day. And one of the tricky little mindset things that I've realized, like, using this stuff before, is that it becomes very easy to not want to have any carbs, because carbs will just make it go up. Like, that is the whole point of, right, you take in sugar, the blood sugar is going to go up. But if you can do it in ways, right, with a little bit of fat, maybe, like I said, there's some fat and carbs in almonds, like that could be something that sort of steadies it. That's kind of the vision moving forward for the day. So that is what we got.